slug against Buckshot. But they're also accompanied by one other individual, who you assume by the way she carries herself to be Captain Loyce. This is her. She has a white streak in her hair. Unlike the token art, she is covered, drenched, stained in various spots with blood.
Hot.
She looks to be a woman in her mid or late 30s. And she approaches all of you in your reconglomerated group. And looks at you, but doesn't have that same piercing, inspecting gaze all the guards have given you thus far. Merely a once-over. Lawrence here tells me you all came from the Plague District and had some interesting conversations.
Yes.
Wasn't that interesting to us, ma'am?
That remains to be seen. I'm sure it is innocent to you, but I'd like to know more about these. She looks around. Individuals. Let's talk over here. How are you all feeling? Any symptoms? Fevers? Coughs?
Nothing for me, at least.
No, ma'am.
I feel fine.
She stares at you, Hawk.
Nodding.
Are you sure?
Yes, ma'am. We've been keeping good track. Let's see. Do I sell out Mina or not? I do. I come over towards Mina and say, she's able to cure it.
She stops and looks at Mina, who, also stops. She doesn't say anything, though. It's more where she's just a bit startled at being called out. Is that so?
Yep.
It's not be something I can do often. Maybe 1-2 times a day at best. We might have use for you. Mina sort of stiffs her lip at that. Nobody said I'd be staying around. And that is your prerogative, that's fine. But while you're here, we might find use of you if you're so kind. You depend on that task, she says as she looks away. Well, we'll get to that momentarily. You guys walk over to a side area, a depot, from the looks of it. Not for filled content crates, but rather the leftovers. The crates themselves, packing material, and you can see clearly that all of this is being broken down and repurposed. You can see the axes and hammers and saws that take all these containers. And all the planks and nails and hinges that, in the very ramshackle way, being recycled. So, these Vitalians, what exactly did they ask you?
Let me think. What's that, friend?
It felt more like interrogation. Kept asking us about sickness, symptoms.
Well, then I apologize in advance for all the interrogation I'm about to be giving over to you, because I'll likely be asking similar questions.
It seems to be...
Ask and I will answer.
Too many voices.
Yep.
I think we mostly just said, yeah, that's
What
fine.
did you say? Yeah.
I said, ask and I will answer.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
She examines you guys. You guys sort of tell her the not many questions the Ventorian agent actually asked of you. The first one, that is. The second one, technically, didn't ask much aside from a request to die loudly.
Yeah.
Recover your bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly what we were asked.
symptom questions is pretty much a catch-all for the conversation, as well as well, that's the first half of the conversation. You guys also did tell the plague agent about a cure, and tried to sell him on the premise of it, which didn't work until he eavesdropped on you a second time and found validity in supposedly confidential conversations. Do you guys divulge that to Captain Loyce as well?
Unless somebody stops Caradoc, he would.
Does anyone
Someone
stop
him! No.
Does anyone?
I don't see reason to, so I'm going to say no. I won't stop him.
I mean, yeah, I think if he starts saying anything and any of us stop him, that looks super suspicious. So, at the very least, Hawk isn't going to stop him.
You divulge the contents of your conversation with the Ventorian plague agent, as well as the Ventorian's response to such. And she crosses her arms and puts a hand to her chin, contemplation. So they're chasing after it too. Alright, that's very good to know. Thank you for that. Now let's move on to more immediate and close topics. She looks at you, Hawk. You seem to be contaminated by a specific strain of the plague. Do you or any of your comrades recall any special type of shambler or mushroom or anything that might have given you this special strain?
Well, no. We saw a big one, but I didn't go anywhere near it.
Okay, this is
not-
going to be very important. I need all of you to roll me deception, or if you have a negative honor, you can roll your honor.
Oh,
Yeah, because Irina.
I don't think any of us could have a negative honor.
The goblin definitely could.
Oh, you're right, because of it.
Super easy, in fact.
I forgot about that.
You say deception? Well, it's a flat. I'm
If you
assuming we
roll
don't
honor,
have
it will be
guidance.
inverse.
Oh my god.
Can I choose to auto-fail?
Roll it anyways, because I need...
Oh my god!
You can give
Give it the
yourself,
group average.
give yourself,
Okay.
give yourself disadvantage, because I need to average it. Funnily enough, Badger, you wouldn't have advantage, you'd have the first one, but on an honor roll like this, the lower is better.
So you rolled a
damn it.
3 and got a 1, and it's actually useful.
So that's sort of equivocal to rolling a 17 and getting a 19. Because we just flip the scale, right? We just turn it
Script.
around.
Good job, Fred.
You
Okay,
rolled
so...
at this. Oh god.
I don't want to lie.
I know.
But you're proficient
that's
at
why it's so
deception, is what I
funny.
see.
Even with disadvantage, you rolled so well.
I know.
Oh wait, no,
It's
you're not
funny
proficient. You just have a 5
because
charisma.
Me, Alec. I didn't even think I was lying because I read it as register as an infected in my head. But he totally is. He totally is lying.
You start going off about that, and my 3 is equivocally just me raising my eyebrows really high.
I don't know how to play like someone that auto chooses to fail but still rolled well. I feel like that's a bit bullshit. I was thinking about it. We could just set it to average 10. Because then it would be
Yeah.
passive deception plus your charisma, but -5 for the disadvantage. So it'd just be 10. I'll do that instead. I think that's more fitting.
If in the future, if he wants to auto fail a deception roll, should he not use his honor, which is positive? Oh wait, but his deception's higher than his honor.
That's I hang up on it. I just use the 10 for right now, and we'll revisit the topic later.
Yeah, we'll
after
figure it out.
Yeah.
Average is 9.9.
Oh. Oh.
He got
Oh,
a
man.
10 because he didn't want to lie and still did better than most of the party.
So you guys all agree that nothing weird happened to Hawk.
Don't say anything.
Yeah, no.
Which is like my
His
mission.
agreement is in trying to not say anything or really give off that he's thinking anything.
Right.
Jin does not
right.
exist.
Right.
Say nothing.
That's what your
So we got
mouths
that.
do, but your eyes and expression might be different.
The profuse amount of sweating might give it away.
Maybe just a little bit, maybe.
I am not a good
Tiny
liar.
lady
God,
speak.
no.
As you finish saying all of this, Hawk, Captain Loyce nods. So what actually happened?
Look, it ain't an infection as such.
That's
It's-
hey, roll me your persuasion. You can only roll like so much lower than your deception. So it
This
can
one
happen.
gets guidance, right, Fred?
Adding to that, can I also say,
Mhm.
I tell Hawk, I think this is the kind of conversation that is in the realm of very difficult to believe, so just be as honest as you possibly can.
You're asking a lot of
I have tried. And I have tried.
It's a rough out there. You get advantage.
Does that help?
That constitutes advantage, yeah.
And guidance.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
so just statistically speaking, I have like a +4 to this, plus a D4, so like that's pretty
It's
good.
statistics. You just had to bring in the
You
statistics.
goober.
You just had to
Hey,
bring in
Crash, I really-
We are rolling so mid this session.
I really
right.
I really carried the recap.
You
know,
did,
that
you
gets
did,
most
you did.
people a little inspiration.
I have been putting bounties for recappers. That is very true. I've just been forgetting about it, to be honest. So you do get an inspiration. That's fair. By precedent, you bring.
Right.
By precedent,
Why don't you
you
roll bad again just for one more bit?
save it for later. just don't even
Just
use it.
pocket it. It's like, thanks, sucker.
Save it.
I'm
Save
gonna
it.
use
No.
it.
God.
I was
Okay.
I was hoping that you would roll bad so we could be like, well, you know, we did recap last week as well, you know. Let's keep going. I said you got a 22.
Good job. We took 4 rolls.
So what exactly do you say? What do you tell her?
I'd start with her name.
Let's see. How do I phrase this? Also, I apologize if I cut out at all. You guys have been a little robot-y for me.
Oh, that's bad.
I don't know.
Oh,
I haven't
actually,
had any robot from you.
okay. Here's
You've been okay so far.
Okay,
Yeah.
2 points. 2 points
Yeah,
before we raise your point. Who joined the call first?
Me.
Not.
Okay. Here's point number 2. I discovered, I want to say 2 weeks ago, when I was just playing around with the server, when I was reconfiguring stuff, I can actually change. I saw from, I don't remember where I saw it, but I can change the location of the server.
I heard someone say that in a podcast I listened to.
The
They
official
use Discord
podcast.
calls to record that you can change the server.
You used to
location.
be able to, and then they took it away, but I guess they gave it back. I'm just trying to remember where it was, is a problem.
Change server location Discord.
Hmm.
Navigate to server. Wait, hold on. How recent is this? 2023.
Well,
Okay.
you look for that. It's fine right now. My ping's going down. So never mind, it just jumped up to 3. It just jumped up to 308.
Talk not about me. Oh, I found it.
Yeah,
I found it.
that was a-
It's an overview and it just says region override. I'm gonna put U.S. East because that's sort of like the pull point for all of us, right?
Yeah.
Alec and Cop are on East
you all
Coast.
revolve around me.
Always.
You're in that. All right. I don't know if it'll disconnect us. So if you guys hear
I
the
don't
dun-dun,
think so.
okay.
It won't.
I'm happy it didn't affect. It doesn't seem to have affected the bot, so that's good.
That's
The bots are
fucking
working.
funny.
Okay. So hopefully it's better now, but
Uh-oh.
you cut out.
Immediately.
That might just be
cut
the server like going through the process as well.
I
So
don't even think I said anything.
oh, okay, never
out. Well,
mind.
there you go.
But yeah. So yeah, what do I say exactly? Going off of what Caradoc had said, and just be as honest as possible. I'll be as honest as possible. No, Huck
My
Huck will
mushroom
say,
wife.
we did encounter someone very special towards a hot zone in the Black District.
You encountered
She-
a person in a plague district. Aside from these plague doctors?
We thought she was a shambler at first. She had
She squints her eyes.
mushrooms growing out of. But when we saw her, she was reaching her hand out towards that dog there. I make sure I point towards Ace and not. And she spoke to us.
She spoke to you.
She did.
Clear as day.
Yeah, she did.
What did she say?
Some of us were sick when we encountered her. Well, we said a lot. We spent the night with her in camp. She cured two of us. Two of us that were sick, at least. She can sense the sickness. She's simultaneously connected to this plague and removed from it. Like the opposite side of a coin. Only we're calling heads and she's heads.
So that's why these red spores are around you. Might ask, why only you? You all spent a night in this place, eh? Why only you?
'Cause she's here.
Boop.
That sounded so ashamed. You're like a kid who dirtied his boots. She's
He apparates around, hugging you from behind. You can feel her ribcage press into your back. You guys all are not too surprised when all the guards begin aiming their weapons at her or you guys if you're in their line of fire.
It's about expected.
Captain Loyce doesn't draw a weapon, although you can see she is armed with a blade. She just stares at the mushrooms that crown over past the top of your shoulder. Because I believe Irina is shorter than you, so. Well, I suppose that certainly confirms that you're telling the truth now.
Suppose it does.
Can your shambler friend please step away from you? She says, putting a hand on the grip of her blade.
I think Hawk's hand will move to, I guess, cover Irina's as it presses into his front. And he says, I don't think I want to, ma'am.
She quirks an eyebrow. You don't want to. You do realize where you are right now.
Yes, I do. We're here to help. That's the most honest thing I've said so far, ma'am. And I believe that Irina here can help.
Her eyebrow quirks higher at the name Irina. It's okay, Hawk. If it helps, I don't mind. And she begins letting go of her embrace on you. And walks off to the side.
Can I, before she does that, can I at least insight check the captain to
Certainly.
make sure she's not tell your a move? So
Go against the wall. Yeah. Go inside.
Yeah.
It is also worth mentioning that while we were sleeping, we did so in a protected space. Irina created a sanctuary Nothing could get in.
Do you give him guidance?
Yes.
Hmm. An 18. What's the roll for Stonefish? It's probably, like, not intimidation, but something akin to it. Your take, your perception, Hawk, on the captain, as far as you've seen with this insight roll, she definitely seems like a woman that is, how to say, gone through a lot. And this doesn't seem to be the worst thing she's ever seen from how stone-faced she is at this.
Not the worst thing she's seen. Okay.
Definitely not something that's provoking her immediate ire. Only her caution.
Then yeah, he would allow Irene to pull away from him.
She walks off and away. Not too dissimilar from when you guys first met her, ironically. You guys hold your breaths, tense, waiting, hoping against, rather, a cacophony of shotguns going off. Like a 3-shot salute. Except this one would be more. But it never happens. As the captain walks over to you, Hawk. Where did the name come from? Did you name it yourself?
I did. After I left home, I took the name Hawk for a new start, ma'am.
And where are you from?
Say again.
And where are you from?
Hawk of Haskell, ma'am.
Whereabouts is Haskell?
Southern Free Realms. Not quite on the coast, but a few days' travel.
She nods. They all know where you're from? She throws her head in the direction of the party. Everyone else around you.
What was the question?
They all know where they're from?
Denver would not.
Yes, ma'am. I introduced myself as Hawk of Haskell to all of them.
Ah. He nods a couple times. I see. So being a free realmer, you might have heard of a group. Maybe, if your Haskell were so blessed, or fortunate, or common accessed. There's a group of women out there that call themselves the Sisters of the Steps. She doesn't wait for you to confirm if you've heard of this group. She just continues. The Sisters are traveling healers. A proper free realmer people. They don't venture out into Eulonia, the Ventara League. Certainly not the Dream Rampant. Or Makar. You know what these sisters do? They collect things. Make medicine on things they find out in the woods and the wilds. And they take what they find and put it to proper use. Not for any coin, not any accolade. They help because it is the right thing to do. You know this faction. I, Hawk of Haskell.
I think there's wisdom in what they do.
She nods. She holds up a hand and does like a 2-finger flick with it. And all the guards begin lowering their weapons, some of them looking apprehensively to one another, but others absolutely following the captain's orders. Unquestioning. You're...
It's a smart thing to never look a good horse in the mouth.
You're mighty lucky that you went to me instead of my captain compatriot. He would have had your shot, probably.
Herman?
Aye? But Herman's a Spherian. Shooting their own people is a common trait.
And what does that mean?
She smiles at it, at the exchange. But I was a sister, and I put anything to proper use. Miss Irina? Yes? I would be very keen on seeing what you can do. But you have to understand that I will have to leave you out here for everyone's safety, caution, and more importantly, to not start a riot. Why would they start a riot? She just looks over to you guys. And just sort of she taps the top of her head where Irina's head is cracked open. Does this affect anything on her by chance?
It's, I think, less intelligence and more experience.
There's a lot she doesn't know.
She's very good at cards.
I am. Do you guys want to play? She says, asking the nearest guard, who just tilts his head and shakes it slowly.
I so want to come back and they're playing cards. It's not gonna happen, but I want it so bad.
She certainly is pure.
Kind of like rocks on his feet happily. He rocks happily, says, I taught her how to play.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah, well.
She does walk over to Irina and begin looking at the red spores that she emits. Why are they red, child? Your spores. Why are they red? I don't know. Life is full of many mysteries. This will be one. For the time being,
Captain,
at least.
While we were in the sanctuary, I did some analysis of it, and I can perhaps provide some surface level insight into why.
She just gestures, by all means.
And
Tell
I
me.
tell her the things I learned.
Da-da-da-da-da. As you continue telling, you finish telling her the things that you examined and learned yourself. She frowns. Not the news I was wanting to hear. If you're all telling me the truth, you're deliverers of ill boons. You speak of these red spores potentially under control of magic. There are no spellcasters in this fold. Certainly not ones powerful enough to do this. She quirks an eyebrow.
I may not be powerful enough to do that, but I am able to provide some modest healing.
We might have use for you, but we'll see. And then you tell me of a cure beyond the walls. She thinks for a moment. It's quite clear she's coming to some conclusion, and then nods. Maybe it won't be so impossible in due time. But for now, it's a far, far prospect. So, you always say you're here to help. I can tell from your kit